Hey, we introduced Sophie to Cashel Toner. She has her new mentor. Okay, we are back in business here, folks. I did forget to mention that the annual ethics disclosure forms have been completed by directors and senior central office staff and have been posted for public viewing on the agenda. And if you're conversing in the back of the room, take it outside, please. Thank you. Okay, we are at Roman 9C, action items. Approval of families and education, preschool and promise levy partnership agreement and funding for summer learning 2019 and the 2019-20 school year. This came before exec March 20th for consideration. Motion, please.
Okay, take a deep breath. This is a good one. I move that the school board authorize the superintendent to execute the partnership agreement with the City of Seattle as attached to this board action report and accept grant funds totaling $25,673,221 from the City of Seattle's Families, Education, Preschool, and Promise Levy, known as FEP, for the Seattle Preschool Program, Seattle Promise Program, Summer Learning, Elementary, Middle, and High School Innovation, Middle School Linkage, and Culturally Responsive Programming with any minor additions, deletions, and modifications deemed necessary by the superintendent, and to take any necessary actions and enter into service agreements to accept the grant funds.
Second.
Thank you. Deputy Nielsen, can you tell us what's been updated since the introduction?
I can. Good evening. Stephen Nielsen, Deputy Superintendent. This item was introduced to you at the last legislative meeting. At that meeting, a number of suggestions were made by the board and taken by SPS staff back to the staff of DEAL. Represented here is Mr. Dwayne Chappelle, who is the head of DEAL, and we want to offer our appreciation for the city staff's effort to incorporate those changes suggested by the board. There are two documents attached to this bar. One of them is the final version, one of them is redlined. I would suggest that the redlined version provides the most instruction about those changes that were made. You can see them in front of you. We were at a position because of timing, and this is probably the most crucial point of my discussion, of introduction for City Council. Council will vote on this agreement on Monday. It will go in front of the City Committee tomorrow. And so where we stand right now is an agreement that was worked out staff to staff, including our legal team. I want to thank Mr. Boy for his assistance on all of this, and also other members of his staff. And to that end, what's in front of you in that redline version and clean version are those changes that were agreed upon. Any further changes that would be made tonight or by the council would require reintroduction both to you and to the council for changed votes based on this document. So if you have specific questions about any of the red line, we're happy to entertain that. Because of time, I can say that at the macro level, we believe your key issues were addressed, and happy to answer questions. And from that, willing to take them. Thank you.
Comments, questions, concerns? Director Mapp, and in fact, our FEP liaison.
I want to start off by saying a big thank you to the city staff and our staff for working really quickly to try to resolve the concerns that were raised, and I think coming up with some pretty good solutions. I would say that, you know, we can't let perfect be the enemy of good and progress. So, you know, there might still be some niggly things that I would contest, but at this point, I'm really excited to see what's in this document so that we can move forward and do this great work on behalf of our students. My question, though, is about the addition of the dollars for the nursing. My computer's not working, so I'm looking at Director DeWolf's. So the school nursing is actually going to be a direct award now, is that correct? Some of it? And then the out-of-school time, and then I have a follow-up question to that.
It always has been a direct award, yes. Oh, excuse me, Dwayne Chappelle, thank you for that. Dwayne Chappelle with Deal. The answer to your question, that it has always been a direct award to
Deal
SPS.
means,
Department of Education and Early Learning.
We're going to set up an acronym jar up here.
Okay.
And we're going to put lots of money into it because it, lots of acronyms. Okay, so the school nursing is the direct award, but then we also have, as part of the FEP levy, all of the health centers. And those are funded through the Seattle King County Health Department.
Yes.
Correct. So can I just get refreshed and understand where the partnership agreement between Seattle Public Schools and either those individual health community organizations that are providing it are, where those exist? Do we have those partnership agreements? I know they're not here now, but I'm just trying to get a context for, do we have individual agreements with the different community partners, because we have different ones in different buildings, or do we just have an agreement between Seattle Public Schools and King County Public Health?
Ronald Boy. Yes, we do have agreements with each one of the health providers, and they also are subject to a standard lease agreement as well for the use of that space that's dedicated for the health centers.
Oh, so there's lease agreements, and then there's partnership agreements with
It's
the
like a-
individuals.
It's like a MOU and then plus a lease agreement as well, yes.
And then on top of that, we have a partnership agreement that we agree to that comes to the board or does not come to the board with the Seattle King County Public Health Department.
We do not have an agreement with King County that I'm aware of, that they're the other arm of that process, where they are overseeing the funding, directing it to the health clinic, and then we are handling their use of our space and the coordination with the school through our agreements.
Okay, but one does not exist with Seattle King County Health Department. Okay.
No.
Thank you.
other comments, questions? Director Geary.
Thank you to the city. Thank you to our voters. And thank you for acknowledging that Seattle Public Schools are the educational experts. That was my request, and it was important to me that in this document that talks a lot about education, but is through a city levy, that we continue to acknowledge the fact that Seattle Public Schools for K through 12 is the leading educational institution, and that we are indeed the experts in providing education. So it was my one call out. I wanted to thank you specifically for working on including that language.
Other comments, questions, concerns from my colleagues? Director Pinkham.
Just again, going through this, and I think I brought it up on a previous thing, are we trying to be aware of when we say Hispanic Latino, we're going to also try to say Hispanic Latinx are in these documents?
Can you repeat that question one more time?
The use of Hispanic/Latino versus Hispanic/Latinx. Is there a preference?
So we basically had so in the ordinance speaks to the specific language, and it mirrors the same language that you're referring right now. So we just basically took the language from the ordinance and made sure it was reflected in the partnership agreement.
Director Mack.
I really apologize for not having thought of this previously, but the clarification, and I didn't let staff know I was going to ask this question, so I apologize if I'm putting anybody in the spot. But the clarification that we don't have a partnership agreement with Seattle King County would lead me to believe that we don't have a data sharing agreement either. And I'm wondering about the data sharing agreements.
Excuse me, Director Mack?
Yep.
You're off topic.
Okay, that's
Thank you.
fine. I can follow up later.
And I would expect you to do so, but we want to stay on topic here. And we only have, 100 pages of stuff here. And certainly we have recent issues that have been brought to our concern, but those are a different topic. Any other Director Geary, please.
Back to Director Pinkham's point. Even though this reflects the language, or the document reflects the language of the ordinance, there's nothing preventing in terms of future documents referencing the work or promoting the work that would allow for the use of Latinx, is there?
So in this situation, what we would do is refer to the strategic plan that superintendent just wrote out last night. So that's how we would refer to it.
Okay, I'm just thinking, as this is promoted or documents are created out of this partnership, that there's nothing preventing us. We don't need to continue to use set terms. We can expand those terms. It would
Yes.
be my understanding.
Yeah.
Okay.
Terrific. I have a question for you, Mr. Chappelle.
Yes.
The city council had a work session already on this, is that correct?
A few weeks ago, yes.
Okay.
It-
And did they have any feedback that this board should know?
So they, in the work session, they actually had some amendments, recommendations that they, it's tomorrow. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. It's tomorrow. Thank you for that. There, I'm thinking of the previous meeting. So that is going to be tomorrow. We'll have that, and they'll, whatever information they share with us, we'll be sure to make sure we channel this with our colleagues at SPS Superintendent and you all as well.
SBS directors at
Yes.
seattleschools.org. I have heard rumors that there are amendments that may be offered regarding charter schools. Do you know anything about that?
I don't.
Okay. Obviously, an issue close to my heart. Thank you. But they would not affect this partnership agreement. Is that correct? I'm seeing folks nodding their head.
Yes, so the amendments would be to the implementation and evaluation plan, not the partnership agreement.
But they wouldn't affect what we are about to vote on. Is that correct?
It shouldn't. No.
Okay.
No, it shouldn't.
Okay. Just trying to make a record and be as transparent as we can.
Absolutely.
Director Burke? Nope. Seeing no further comments, questions, concerns, roll call, please.
Director Burke,
Aye.
Director DeWolf,
Aye.
Director Geary,
Aye.
Director Mack, Director Patu,
Aye.
Director Pinkham,
Aye.
Director Harris.
Aye.
This motion is passed unanimously.
To both the city staff and the SPS staff, heavy lift, and for those folks that say we are rubber stampers, I respectfully and emphatically disagree. Thank you.
Thank you.
Number 2, approval of the amendment to Maxim Healthcare Services Contract, RFQ 02758. This came before Audit and Finance, March 18th, 4.
Consideration.
Motion, please.
I move that the school board authorize the superintendent to amend the contract with Maxim Healthcare Services in the amount of $546,800 under the umbrella of RFQ 02758 regarding specially designed instruction for a revised total contract amount of $950,000 for behavior technicians and board-certified behavior analyst, BCBA, support in the form of the draft contract amendment attached to the school board action report, with any minor additions, deletions, and modifications deemed necessary by the superintendent, and to take any necessary actions to implement the contract modification.
Second.
Thank you. Who's presenting on this issue? Front and center, please. Can you address what has been updated since introduction?
Good evening, Wyatt Jesse, Chief of Student Support Services, and that was actually our conversation about breaking down the acronym BCBA. You'll notice it says Board Certified Behavior Analyst.
Comments, questions, concerns? We had a fairly deep dive discussion during intro. Seeing none, roll call, please.
Director Patu,
Aye.
Director Pinkham.
Aye.
Director Mack. Director Burke.
Aye.
Director Geary.
Aye.
Director DeWolf.
Aye.
Director Harris.
Aye.
This motion is passed unanimously.
Thank you. Number 3, Bex 4, award construction contract P5121, bid number B11823 to Jody Miller Construction for Wing Luke Elementary School Replacement Project Phase 2. This came before Ops March 14th, 4.
Approval.
Motion, please.
I move that the school board authorize the superintendent to execute construction contract P5121 with Jody Miller Construction in the amount of $31,496,750, which includes the base bid plus alternate number 1, 2D, 3B, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, plus Washington State sales tax with any minor additions, deletions, and modifications deemed necessary by the superintendent, and to take any necessary actions to implement the contract.
Questions, comments, concerns from my colleagues?
Second.
Ooh, nice. Good job. Comments, questions, concerns from my colleagues?
Just a thank you to our amazing project managers who continue to move forward projects that we need on time and in budget.
Seeing no other questions, excuse me, Director Pinkham, please.
Yeah, this also has been something I've been following, and always it comes up the 13 years when we were demolishing it. What steps are we taking that this won't be repeated again, that we're being more conscious of, we're going to build something that'll last a bit longer before we tear it down again?
I think we're being more careful in how we do facilities planning and capacity planning to make sure that, we don't end up in a situation of throwing good money after bad to do a major improvement to a building that is going to need to be replaced overall. I mean, it's not that addition was not viable, it was the foundation it was built on was not viable. And so I think we just need to be careful where we target our investments. And we're trying to get much more system-focused and standards-based on how we do these projects. So I can't say, sometimes we have to make tough choices, and 13 years is a long time also to be in an inadequate building. So we'll face a pinch sometime that, do we need to replace a roof, even though we know the building's going to be replaced 10 years from now? That's probably going to happen, but we'll try to avoid that as best we can.
Dr. Burke.
This is just sort of for general information. Do we have a standard depreciation schedule for our buildings? Do we put it on a certain lifespan?
I think we have a financial depreciation schedule. Our buildings have been built over such a long period of time that we really go on assessments of conditions. When you think of the lifespan of our building portfolio overall, you couldn't really apply one standard to everything. We're trying to plan now for 30 to 50-year buildings as we construct going forward.
Okay. I like the idea that our buildings will live forever, so I'm fine with that.
It feels like they will.
Seeing no other further comments, questions, concerns, roll call, please.
Director Geary. Director Burke.
Aye.
Director DeWolf.
Aye.
Director Patu.
Aye.
Director Mack.
Aye.
Director Pinkham.
No.
Director Harris.
Aye.
This motion is passed with a vote of 6-1.
Thank you. D1, intro items. Bex 4, award construction contract P5125, bid number B11831 to Lincoln Construction, Inc. for Phase 1 of the Broadview Thompson Seismic Improvement Project. This came before Ops March 14th, 4. Approval of this item would provide authorization for the superintendent to enter into a construction contract in the amount of $5,048,191, including base bid plus alternates number 2, 4, and 6, plus Washington State sales tax for the Phase 1 of the Broadview Thompson Seismic Upgrade Project. Can you give us an outline, COO Podesta?
Yes, there are 4 major elements to this project. There's construction of seismic footings, installation of shear walls, wall strengthening, and envelope strengthening. So bracing the building and building footings around the building to make it more likely to survive intact in the case of a seismic event. It's a pretty big project. $5 million for us on a seismic is a lot of work. It was originally envisioned to occur over 4 summers. We've repackaged it so it'll occur over 2. We had a single bidder, but the bidder came in about $22,000 below our architectural estimate, so we're comfortable that we got a good bid, and I think we're ready to go. It's straightforward, but it's fairly sizable.
What does the word envelope mean in this context, please?
The envelope is the outside walls of the building.
Thank you. Director DeWolf? No? Okay, moving on. Number 2, BTA 4, award construction contract K5114, bid B11825 to Sprint Turf LLC for the athletic field improvements at Garfield High School project. Came before Ops March 14th, 4. Approval of this item would provide authorization for the superintendent to enter into a construction contract in the amount of $1,018,595, which includes the base bid plus alternates 1, 2, and 3, plus Washington State sales tax for the athletic field improvements at Garfield High School project. Short summary, please.
It's a companion project to the lighting project that you approved earlier in this meeting. It's a turf replacement, resurfacing the track.
And it is not crumb rubber.
It is not crumb rubber, it is granular cork, which is a byproduct of the bottle corking industry, so everybody open a bottle.
You're welcome. I do have a question.
Director DeWolf.
So the
I
last
thought
time.
it was a comment.
Oh, I didn't know my microphone was on. I just have a question. The last time this was replaced was in 2008. Is that the typical life of these? Or was that just because we're trying to get rid of the synthetic turf and move to the cork?
I'm going to have to follow up with you on
Okay,
that.
okay, that's great.
I'm not certain. I believe they typically have a longer lifespan than that, but I'm not sure what the specifics are in this case.
If you could get back to us and
Will do.
advise, much appreciated.
Sure. We'll bring that back when we bring it back for approval.
You can just send in the Friday memo too if you'd like, just a note.
Great, thank you.
Okay, number 3, BEX 4, approval of budget transfer and award construction contract P5124, bid number B12840 to EM Tech LLC for the View Ridge Seismic Improvements Project. Came before Ops March 14th, 4. Approval of this item would provide a one-time fund transfer in the amount of $290,000 from the BEX 4 Program Contingency and Authorize Fund, and authorize the superintendent to enter into construction contract P5124 with EM Tech LLC in the amount of $390,000, $103, including base bid, alternates 2, 4, and 6, plus Washington State sales tax for the View Ridge Seismic Improvements Project. Short summary, please.
This is mostly installing structural steel around a unreinforced masonry building to make sure the walls stand in the event of an earthquake. We're adding funding into the project because of the current kind of construction market and tariffs on imported steel. And this project is mostly steel.
Any questions, comments, concerns? Director Burke, please.
I was just wondering if, for this and the previous ones, why for consideration versus recommendation for approval?
If my memory serves, and I can look at the minutes to clarify, but I believe these were because the timing of the bid packet didn't have actual dollar amounts and the bids hadn't been opened. So from the timing perspective, we wanted it for consideration.
Yeah, we're trying to move things quickly. You'll be seeing a lot of me during the summer because this is our construction season and we'll be piling these things up.
Well, and we know how much you love dealing with us. It's a deal.
A unique pleasure.
Okay, the board is now,
President Harris,
excuse me,
before we adjourn, I just
Director,
wanted to make sure.
You're not adjourning, but keep going.
If we could just make sure that this is probably the longest we've had a student sit up here with us, and it is a great record, and I appreciate you sitting with us. It is a real honor. And that's, so I would love to make sure we get a picture, because that's just, you broke a record. You're in the record now.
Okay. Board is now immediately recessing the regular board meeting into the executive session to consider the selection of a site or the acquisition of real estate by lease or purchase when public knowledge regarding such consideration would cause a likelihood of increased price, and to consider the minimum price at which real estate will be offered for sale or lease when public knowledge regarding such consideration would cause a likelihood of decreased price, which will be scheduled for 30 minutes with an anticipated end time of 9:15. The meeting will adjourn at the conclusion of the, 8:15. Eyesight. The meeting will adjourn at the conclusion of the executive session. Thank you very much for everyone showing up.